Hockey Run for Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. In this part, we're going to be taking on Big Bad Black, who is located somewhere on this spaceship, and right now we're beating up a bunch of his green-clothed cronies, who are very plentiful here, as you can see. They're actually just a little bit tougher than the Space Cadet guys we were fighting earlier in the last part, and I love that music. It's so catchy. It's got like that 90s beat to it. Really good stuff. But, you know, Rare makes great games with fantastic music. Now, if you've played Battletoads before, you've probably seen that long-legged enemy. I don't know what its name is, but he does leave behind a very useful pole item, which pretty much takes these guys apart. You can actually push them right through the floor with this pole. What a brutal way to kill someone. I mean, and it doesn't even leave a hole in the floor. It's just completely ridiculous. Okay, now this guy can be a little bit of an asshole. He throws the dynamite from behind this shelter here, this bomb shelter. And the best way to take him out is to get it in the very corner of the door, and then make sure you always catch a stick of dynamite, because once he dies, you can throw it back in his shelter for an extra 2,000 points. Now for this part, kick the heart from the right-hand side, because otherwise you're going to send it off screen and you won't be able to get it, so make sure you're on the right-hand side to get that heart. If you had to pick between Double Dragon and Battletoads, which one would you say is your favorite series? Personally, I think I like Battletoads a little bit more, although I feel it's a somewhat underdeveloped franchise, just given that there weren't that many boss enemies in the games, and it's not really like a beat-em-up. You know, you're thinking Battletoads, I think you kind of expect it, you know, to be like a beat-em-up game or something, but it's not. It's just a, it's like an action platformer that doesn't even really know what it wants to be. And it's brutally difficult too. I mean, all the Battletoads games are extremely hard, with the exception of this one, which is slightly watered down, probably because of the Double Dragons, and then the arcade game, which is just an absolute classic. If you've never played the Battletoads arcade game, make sure you try it at some point. It's a really fun one. So we'll take out this walker here thing. I don't know what the hell it's called. I'm just going to call it a walker. And we've got this guy again. It's a little harder to hit him from the angle that I'm throwing it at here, but just seems to be more effective this way. Pick up our extra 2,000 points, and we're headed down to the 3rd floor. Oh god, not these dreaded speed bikes again. Thankfully they are not as bad as they were in Battletoads. I was a little apprehensive the first time I played this game, thinking I was in for another one of those turbo tunnel, you know, levels, but it's nothing like that. They go really slow, and it's like the kiddie version of that. This is really easy by comparison. There's no comparison. This is like a joke. This is like the warm-up for the turbo tunnels. And that thing is so brutal. I've tried multiple times to beat that, and I can't do it. It's ridiculous how hard that is. How hard they make the original Battletoads games. Just so... It's brutally difficult. Now there's some enemies that will sneak up behind you back here, and sometimes they'll drift in from the front too. The easiest way really is just to kick them as soon as you can. They will sometimes get the first blow, and if they do that, they'll usually be able to knock you off of your pod racer or whatever you're on right here, speed bike. Looks kind of like a pod racer from Star Wars. So just make sure that you kick them, I guess, a little bit on the early side so they don't get that first blowing on you, and you shouldn't have any problems with those guys. And then for this part, the easiest way to get these items is to kind of try to spot them, I guess, as soon as possible, because they do come up rather fast. If you collect them all, they'll actually keep giving you more items, so I was thinking I might get 2 1-ups here, but they didn't give me quite enough of these items to do that. And then right here we have a few more minor obstacles to dodge. Again, you know, this is just a walk in the park for the Speed Racer section. Stuff's really easy, just 3 jumps and we will be heading into the boss fight with Blag. Blag is rather big and not a very difficult fight at all. The easiest way to kill him is to jump kick him. Rather than running into him and kicking him, just jump up and kick him, because every time he tries to jump up and hit you, he'll meet your foot, and he's a very easy boss to kill, probably easier than Abobo, to be honest, and you shouldn't have any trouble with the first 2 bosses of the game at all. Anyway guys, the next part we're going to be taking on Roper, and I will see you next time. This is Josh Dragon signing out.